We acknowledge the Kaurna people as the traditional custodians of the Adelaide region, and we pay our respects to all elders past, present and emerging. Welcome to Behind the Content podcast with myself, Lex.
And me, Mads.
Both experts in content creation with a combined 16 years of experience.
Join us as we bring you behind the scenes of our lives as business owners, deep diving into the rise of iPhone wedding content, aligning with your purpose, the wedding industry and everything in between.
You will hear from industry experts, talented creators, as well as couples sharing their journeys and insights from their own weddings.
Get comfy and let's grow together as we cover all things wedding content and more weekly. Learnings. What is this episode about, Lex?
This episode 2, is about our fails starting as wedding content creators and our learnings that we're still always learning, turn the L's into lessons vibes. Yep. So we wanted to share with you some of our biggest takeaways and how we learnt from some of our mistakes.
And the point of this isn't just to laugh at us. It's also because, you can, obviously. But there's so many of us now coming into the wedding sector. So a big reason for this podcast is to be open and raw with you and tell you these things so that weddings aren't getting put on the line for mistakes. You should watch things like this so you don't have to make these mistakes and you learn from our experiences.
Learn from other people and you will be a master faster.
Exactly. Yeah, that's good. Put that on the wall.
Master faster. It's like faster. So I don't know, Maddie, you want to start with a big fat fail?
Big fat fail? Big fat fail. I think for me the biggest one that comes to mind, when I very first started, I used to not have a backup phone and I'd just bring my phone. It was a good phone, but just bring my phone and my laptop to put if I ran out of space, I'd transfer content over to my my laptop and save space there. Don't do that. Just get a hard drive and a backup phone, because I got to, during the aisle exit, my phone said, phone full.
I think that's every content creator's worst nightmare is iPhone storage full.
Yeah, thank God they had a videographer as well.
God,
and I was
makes me want to vomit just thinking about it.
That will never happen now because two
at
phones.
The ceremony as well, so not even down.
No, they had a big morning prep, huge morning prep, and singing, dancing. Yeah.
Wow.
And also I had a iPhone 14, I reckon. So the storage wasn't 256 gig or anything.
Aren't they minimum 2 something now? I think.
Are they?
Or I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's crazy. So what do you do now?
Take a hard drive, a little one that you can just plug in throughout the day.
Into your phone?
Yeah.
Do they have those?
Yeah, they're so handy. I'm freaking it's just a USB-C cable.
That's so good.
And just save it to files. But also 2 phones. I rarely have to do that anymore because it is such big. I think it's 500 gig now. So barely need
hard drive
that.
for your phone. That's crazy.
Yeah, they're just little SanDisk photographer inserts.
I would have no idea.
But you barely don't need them now if you've got a big phone and you've got a backup phone.
Yeah.
I'm just traumatized, so I have them.
Yeah, she's extra careful.
I'm extra careful.
Yeah, she's got the layers on.
Yeah. The layers are on.
The layers of protection.
What else happened? Being overseas for a wedding and having really bad Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
I think this was for beautiful Sam Breyer's wedding. It got all the beautiful content and stuff, but then by the time I went to upload everything, Bali has shit Wi-Fi. So that was not fun.
How long did it take?
3.5 days, I think.
Damn. Yeah. For the raw stuff?
Yeah.
What about the reels? Did you
that
send
was
them before?
I had loads of time to chill by the pool and make some reels, so that was fun. That was nice.
By the pool, that's so good.
But all the raw content upload was that was
I had the similar thing in Europe with the shit Wi-Fi at hotels. You just think that it's going to be good, and we're so blessed here in Australia. And it literally took a solid. I was just freaking out, and luckily this couple was super chill. He actually got the raw because he's a videographer too. The groom. He got the raw files from his videographer. On the day, so he was just editing his own wedding video.
Oh my god!
Yeah, and I was like, okay, cool, you're chill. You don't really need the wedding content. I don't even think they really posted the wedding stuff. I sent them anyway.
But we want to see.
Yeah, I've been posting it with the bride, but I was freaking out for no reason. So, but it's because I didn't know. And I didn't really preempt with like, oh, you know, it's out of my control, because it is. And also having the eSIM, you know, overseas or wherever you are, and wanting eSIM from your phone, it only has a certain amount of upload gigabytes that you can use per day. And I was like on Messenger with them, like blasting them, being like, why is my shit not uploading? What's going on? And
I love that you got in touch with them.
Yeah, and they're like, oh, you only get like this many blah blah blah.
Oh my god.
Data usage uploads per day, and I was like, they're like, oh, we'll extend it for like double it for you, and I was like, fucking please,
thank you, please do it.
Please help me. I was like,
that was
stressing.
nice of them though.
I was by the pool, but I was stressing.
I was by the pool. I had a margarita, but I was stressed.
Oh my god, that was the day I got engaged.
Oh
actually.
my god.
I was so stressed that morning. Literally
Josh.
by the pool, stressing out, thinking, why are they here? So he's like swimming around in the pool, and I'm just
Little
like on my
fish
computer,
limo,
like, what the fuck?
Shout out to husbands of business owners, by the way. Oh my god.
It was so
Robbie and Josh are the main ones.
so bad. Yeah. Great way to end the day.
Oh, you poor thing. So
But
you'll never forget it though.
I'll never forget that morning. Yeah. As well.
No, you never forget
but
that
it was so funny. And then the couple were fine. And then I messaged them. I'm like, hey, like, I just got engaged, so I'm trying to upload. They're like, don't be silly, it's fine. I was like, people are
Couples
nicer.
usually are always nice.
People are so nice. Well, it depends.
Well, touch wood.
But the couples that we, yeah.
Yeah, just don't work with people who aren't like. That's another good reason
Red
for
flags, yes.
pre-wedding meetings. Like, if you don't vibe,
Book a discovery call
Yeah.
with them.
yeah,
because you
don't
get the
think
vibe.
I might become friends with them. Like,
No, this is business.
This is business.
Yeah, so it's like getting to know your couple before the wedding that you're doing is crucial, because it builds up the rapport, but it also, you get to vet them.
Yeah, and they get to vet you, like, as well, which is scary, but also it's necessary.
I know it's hard starting out though when people like want to get as many jobs as possible,
Yeah,
but you quickly find out.
Yeah, one job could really ruin you. So I think I learned that through photos though. Like, I didn't into content. I wouldn't. If I just went straight in, I wouldn't have done that. So fair enough. But I had some bad
Fuck
experiences.
around and find out.
Yeah, literally.
Because you only need one bad experience to like give you a lesson.
Yeah.
So
but also build up a strong network in the industry with your local suppliers. And if you are good at what you do and you're genuinely a decent person, if you do ever get a bad review or something like that, you've got people to back up and be like, that's not them.
That's not that person.
That's not that
This
person.
is a lie. The lie detector test. It's hard sometimes when you are trying to start out and wanting to take as many jobs that come to your desk as possible, but it's also hard because then those particular jobs might not be the ones that you want in the future, so you're not going to use that content for your own, like, really you're just going to get paid for the job and it's one and done. So try to select the vibe, you know, get the details, like ask good questions for your couples and say, you know, find out what is the theme, is there particular things that they're doing, like is it more of a DIY wedding, or is it like cocktail reception, or is it the full kit and caboodle with the whole situation
I
in
love
the morning?
those weddings.
And
give me everything.
yeah, like what is the general gist of the day, and then that will also give you an indication of what the couple might be like as well, and what their expectations are for their suppliers. So just being able to give yourself get as much information as possible, a fact-finding mission, and then you can basically, you're the one in the power here if they haven't booked you yet. So you can actually say to them, oh, look, I don't think we're going to be the right fit, or I'm not able to deliver what you're wanting. That's okay.
Yeah.
But
because you're not a magician as well. Like, if they're seeing your content and they want that, and then the wedding is
and
nothing
they don't have
like that. Like, you're not a planner or a coordinator, so it's not always possible.
Champagne dreams be a budget sometimes. So, and it is what it is. Sometimes the couples are like that, and we
and
have
some minimal weddings though are beautiful.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to have a huge budget to have a beautiful wedding, but get a planner.
Yeah, we've had, like, we had a wedding on the weekend, and the bride made her own cake, and it was like really cute and stuff.
So cute.
But they were just like happy to just be there. They had cocktail reception. They were just like having the best. It was like party.
Yeah.
And they said that from the beginning. They're like, this is just one big party for us. Yeah. Like, this is basically an engagement party, but it's just our wedding. Yeah. So I was like, cool. Perfect. I'll put the right like person on that job for you, because I know that that's going to be the right vibe. Yeah. But yeah,
I do that too. I'm starting to like, I used to have like a roster, and it's like, I think I do need to match people. Like, it's like matchmaking, match made in heaven. You want the vibes to be there for the right couples. So. Yeah, creator
and the couple have to be on the same wavelength. Yeah. Which is just going to make everything so much better. So yeah, I think that's another big lesson is ask good questions. Which
questionnaires are very handy.
Questionnaires, and just like having something for yourself to base off of like, you're the one running the call, not the couple.
Yes.
So they're waiting for you to give them guidance and waiting for you to give them the prompts.
Yeah, you lead.
Yeah, because they don't really know, especially if they've never worked with
No.
it's their first wedding most of the time. So most of the time it's their first working with a content creator.
Yeah,
so they
lots
don't
of
know
people.
what to do or what to expect. So
yeah, they really enjoy help as much as you can.
Yeah, exactly. What's another lesson?
Oh, actually, don't judge me. A lesson. You can laugh.
Don't judge
at me.
her.
It's fine. Don't judge me. Leave me alone. Okay. Just a little girl. So TikTok was never something I was on. I was never on TikTok, and I started getting couples that were like, oh, you make really cool reels. Are you going to do them as TikToks? And I was like, yeah. I had this whole thing about belief system with TikTok, and I was one of those people, like tin hat.
Anti-TikTok.
And, like,
Tin hat.
Like avoiding the whole topic. I was like, TikTok what? No. But now I'm on it and I'm building it, but it's very far behind because I didn't join at the right time.
Oh, mate. Ours is...
Yeah. So that was a big learning point, having to teach myself a whole algorithm and thing on there.
Yeah, and then finding if they want specific things or they're seeing like a lot of brides are on TikTok, I find.
Yeah. A lot of brides I want to work with are on TikTok, so that was another reason why I wanted to get over there. And then America got taken off of it for a little bit.
For a day.
And I was like, great, I'm here, and now everyone's gone. It's like I show up and everyone leaves.
Great. Real life is over. 1 hour later.
Well, yeah.
The biggest lol.
I'll think of more, obviously, when you get into your stories, because I want to hear your life.
My
I know one of your stories. They're very funny.
Yeah, the Europe ones are probably my biggest. We'll do a whole episode on this. On Europe weddings. And yeah, looks glamorous.
You'll be a sweaty mess.
The results are beautiful, but the behind the scenes, behind the content, is, yeah, it's hectic. Like, that's all I can say. It's fucking hectic. But what I would say for the number one, if you're going to a small town like Varenna, which is off the coast of Lake Como, they only have 3 taxis on the whole, like the whole area. Okay.
And they're all driven by uncle.
They're all driven by people who don't answer their phones. And I will tell you now that's probably...
I have anxiety listening to this.
I'm getting flashbacks. It's literally PTSD. So the bride the day before had asked me, so this bride, they're from Melbourne, the couple, they were eloping. They already got married here in Australia. They were eloping, doing a ceremony in Villa Monastero in Lake Como. Stunning. She wanted this gazebo shot. It was beautiful. They hired the gazebo out, everything like that. She's actually she's talked about it quite at length on TikTok. She didn't have a coordinator. Big fat mistake. And she talks about that quite a lot, and she admits that, and I was like, that was crazy. Poor girl.
Another reason to be close to your couples, because you can talk about things openly.
It was really, we all bonded over the blood, sweat and tears on that day, let me tell you. But the night before, she asked if I could join her for her, to help her get ready. So to come to her Airbnb. It's about 10 minutes away from the train station. Train station in Varenna, basically you walk down. It's about a 10-minute walk to the main town with the lake, and Villa Monastero is just there, so it's very accessible, okay, by foot. For Airbnb, you have to drive there. There's taxis. No one's answering. I'm trying to get to her. We get there early, okay? We have breakfast we're watching swans go by on the lake. It was fucking beautiful, great first hour of the day, and the rest was a disaster. That was fine. It all worked out in the end. That's a spoiler.
They got beautiful content.
They got beautiful content.
End of.
I'm running around, going to this travel agent. They didn't give me any help. Asked someone at a cafe. They were like, they just shook they were like, no.
They always
no.
do that.
I was like, okay, please help me. Literally, okay, forgot about this bit. A taxi comes by at the train station. I've asked him, she sent me...
I'm not smiling.
She sent me the coordinates, right? Yeah. And so the coordinates she sent me was inside Villa Monastero where they were getting married. I didn't know that. I've shown him the coordinates, and he said, look, I have to pick someone else up because they booked me in. And I said, can you just take me to... Yeah, this looks like it's not far. Took me to this place where he was picking up 4 other people, so he had no room in the car for me as well. God. So he was picking them up, dropping them off the ferry.
Lord.
So he's driving me up the hills. It's basically like up these tiny... I don't know how these cars don't fall off the roads when they're coming at each other in Italy. It's fucking terrifying. So we're driving up this hill, and I'm like, where the fuck are we going? Like, this doesn't really seem like it's being near her Airbnb. Nowhere. No. He drops me off, and he says, look, you have to get out because I'm picking these ladies up. I'm on the top of this hill, like in the countryside, on a mountain, on the side of the road. And I am stuck there. And he said, don't worry, I'll come back in 10 minutes, I promise. I didn't have his number. I was like, I called Joshua because he was just down the lake having a good time. I called him on Messenger and I was like crying in tears. I'm like, I am stuck on the side of the road in Varenna. I don't know where I am. I don't know if this guy's coming back. I was like, the bride, I'm not going to be able to get there. She needed help getting dressed. So they didn't end up doing a first look because it was just her and her husband at the Airbnb. So they had to get each other ready.
I'm going to cry.
I was like, oh, so...
I'm like emotional.
Why?
Because this is so sad.
Stressed.
Stressed sad.
I was like feeling it inside my bones. And I've got psoriasis, so it was already like flaring up as it was.
Oh, shit.
Good times. Thank God the guy comes back. He sees me in tears. I sit in the back and I'm just like, please just take me back down to where you picked me up in the town, which I had already been at for breakfast. Yeah. So this is an hour of stress, okay? Up and down this hill. And then he drops me off. He said, I pull out all of my cash. I'm like, in my euros. I'm like, how much do I owe you? I'm thinking I'm going to be out like 200 euros at this point because of the inconvenience. So like, he's like, don't worry about it. Like, I'm picking my sister up, so it's okay. And I was like, thank you so much. They like get out of the car and I'm like, okay. And I texted the bride. I was like, look, I'm just going to meet you at the villa, which was the original plan because there's like there was a little chapel in the town. It's just this little like town bit and there's people like driving through. Literally, they came like half an hour later and I'm just sitting there like stressing out. And then they come. They've got this car, blah, blah. They were fine. Like, they were really nice about it. Bless them. And then we ended up going through the day, but they ended up leaving, like, her bouquet and his sunglasses, which were, like, Prada or some shit, in the hire car for the day. And then, you know, Italians, they don't answer their phones.
No.
Okay? Like, as soon as they're done with the job, they don't give a fuck. They will delete your number. You don't exist anymore. So the bridal bouquet's gone. So all of these things on the day, it was just going wrong. Okay? It was hot. It must have been 40 degrees.
Always hot.
Hot.
You're always
hot in
sweating.
July in Europe, by the way.
Up.
I was so sweaty. The couple was so sweaty. He was wearing a 3-piece suit. He changed his shirt 3 times.
Oh my gosh.
Like I just had to keep powdering her. It was basically a photo shoot at this point. We went on the boat. Beautiful breeze. Stop and it's hot again. Like just... Yeah, crazy.
Yeah.
And I had this amazing photographer as well.
But you look back on it and you're like,
and I'm like,
stunning.
wow,
like,
look
I
at these
go
boat
back.
photos.
It's so beautiful.
But
like, I still feel like that about the international weddings I did. I'm like, oh my God, like, I just want to go back. And then they were amazing. I do want to go back. But also you think about the nitty gritty and you're like, it was a hard work.
Tired.
It's like you're a tradie for a day. Like, if I was a concreter or a carpenter... No offense if you're a tradie, but like it was hard.
But you're out in the sun slugging it out. Yeah. Like it's hard work.
Wear a hat.
The content is beautiful, don't get me wrong, but the effort that it takes to get that content is
and your phone
nuts.
Overheating. Oh my God.
Phone overheats. Yeah. You need all these backups. Your batteries also get very hot in the sun. It's not very safe. You need water. It's just a lot, okay? And by the end of that, I only did 5 hours for them. Mind you, this felt like a 12-hour day because it was just so much impact on my brain mentally.
My mental capacity.
And I had already had, that was the week that I had, in 8 days I had 3 weddings because, you know, in Europe you try to cram it in to be close. You don't have a say in when the weddings are. So if you want weddings, you just got to take them.
And they're usually weekdays.
They're usually weekdays. This was a Thursday, I'm pretty sure. But I had a wedding on that Saturday in Santorini. So it was in Greece.
Stunning.
So I went from Santorini to Milan. And then we were in Milan for a couple of days. And then we went to the wedding. We went on the train to Varenna.
Beautiful.
And met Joshua at 6 p.m. And it was in the town again, in the square. Literally sat in the chair and I was just like this. I literally died. And he's like, are you okay? He's like rubbing my leg. He's like, you okay? I'm like, yeah. I literally was like, get me a fucking Aperol Spritz right now.
And the snacks.
Right now.
Bring the snacks too.
Yeah. And I had a focaccia and I was like, get me fucking back on the train.
Yeah.
Oh. I sent them the content the next day and they were so thrilled and they were also really just pleased with like my just how it all went. They were like, look, that was crazy and that was shithouse, but
again,
thank you for being with us.
Not bringing bad vibes.
Thank you for just like not complaining, not like just being a fucking trooper. Like that's what you have to be because the couple are suffering more than you are. They're in a tight dress, they're in the fucking suits, they're wearing all this stuff, makeup, hair is done, like,
and they have the pressure of it being there one day. Like they want all the shots and everything,
and they've paid a lot of money to be where they are. I know that the bride did disclose this on her TikTok. To hire the gazebo at Villa Monastero for 1 hour is in Australian dollars like $7,000 to $8,000 for 1 hour. they put a lot of money. She brought her dress over. It was Kaya from Melbourne. It was beautiful.
Love
like
Kaya.
you have to, appreciate that you are suffering, yes, but your couple are, if you're struggling in the heat or anything, they're suffering more, and you just have to be so empathetic towards them because
it's not your time. If you're hungry, doesn't really matter. If
Doesn't
you're
matter.
thirsty, doesn't matter.
No.
It's not about you.
It's really not.
I hate hearing that on a wedding day. I'm like, sorry, like these people are getting married. Like imagine on your wedding day, you're getting married, but on my wedding day, I loved my photographer and videographer, but I was already like thinking about 50 things and worried about my partner's feelings and like my grandparents and what they were doing. And then imagine having a content creator or a photographer coming up saying, I need water, I'm going to go, I'm going to head off. And I'm like, it's your one chance, like a shot or a photo, or you're like,
No.
Not that you'd say no, I'm a nice person, I'm not going to say no, starve yourself, but
be strategic.
Be nice.
Have snacks, have water.
Have snacks.
Yeah. So that's one of my lessons is make sure that there are taxis and transfers at your destination in Europe, or pre-book them, please. Yeah. Another one would be Europe as well, like the Wi-Fi and disclosing. Now I disclose to the couples that you might not get your RAWs for a couple of days because it just is dependent on the Wi-Fi. Put that in your contract. Just try to get them the reels, basically. Like even if the reels are like edited and stuff, I try to upload one at a time, so at least they're getting something to post the next day. You don't have control over that, so the best that you can do is just give them the heads up, like especially now having done that in Europe or overseas. The couple, again, it's the first time. They don't know. They don't know what it's like over there. They don't know that they've booked the hottest month of the year in Europe and think it's going to be okay on their wedding day. They don't know. So you just have to tell them.
Winter Europe wedding. Anyone getting married in winter?
Yeah. Snowing in Greece. That'd be sick.
That'd be nice.
Yeah.
Also, you said about, I can't remember what you just said, but something triggered my memory of when I first started, saying you'll get content to someone within 24 to 48 hours and thinking that you could just start uploading that like in a few hours or like that night or whatever. It takes so many hours to upload everything. So start uploading from the moment like you leave or you get home. My rule of thumb is if you can do the raw uploading overnight, like leave your laptop open, battery on, never close like never close on your computer no energy
and
saving,
upload because it does take a long time, especially if your upload rate for your own internet at home is not great, it's going to take ages. So and tell couples that it's going to take them a long time to upload, to download. Oh my god, Chelsea Mitchell yesterday texted me, she's like, my phone, I think my computer's dying because she was downloading the whole. I mean, they're getting hundreds and hundreds of raw videos and photos. So especially if they're filmed at 4K 30 or 60, like they're big files. That's why they take so long to upload and download. Upload straight away. What else? Timelines. This is where you need to slot in like your TikToks and everything, because I didn't used to do that, and then I made the time, but it was like, God, this needs to be a whole extra part of a timeline. So I collaborate with photographer. If I'm not the photographer, then get in touch with photographers. And have you had to stay later at a wedding? Yes. Yeah. Did you get paid for it? Yes. Yeah, good. Yeah. Usually they're pretty open. Sometimes they bring it up first because they're like, if they've hired you for like a 6-hour day and then they realize 6 hours is nothing on like a full day, and then you do warn them about these things, but like money is a thing. So on the day, like $300 for your photographer and content creator. When I just find it funny when you're spending so much money as a couple, and as someone that's getting married as well, obviously, if you see my ring here. Congrats again. As someone that's spending money, like you're spending so much money on all of the wedding, okay, to make it look amazing, to make yourself look amazing, to have a great day. Don't you want to capture everything, every single moment? And then why do you want to skimp on photographer or a videographer or a content creator? I know that there's budgets. Hello, my fiance is a corporate analyst. He does budgets for a living, and it's a nightmare sometimes, but we love him anyway. But doing our wedding budget, it's like, okay, well, we're spending this much money on florals, this much money on the venue, this much money on the food, on the dress, on the suit, everything. Why would I then skimp out on the 1 or 2 or 3 things that are going to actually capture all of that effort, all of that time, all of that energy, that money that's going into making the wedding amazing? The only way I'm going to remember it in 10, 20, 50 years time is with the photos, with the content, with the videos. Like that is literally going to be the only source of 100% accurate memory. Do you know how much I wish I had a content creator on my wedding day? I'm really sad. Just do it again. I love my photographer and my videographer. Just do it again. Yeah.
I loved having them, and they got me so much video and photo, but content is just different. It's like your whole phone just full of, you don't have to
Memories,
post everything,
yeah.
but just memories. It's like a photo album.
It's kind of like just real and raw, and
yeah.
it's
I
the
just want to
untouched.
know what my bridesmaids were doing with her being
Yeah.
little shitheads, or
Yeah.
like
It's just silly little stuff, like little moments that...
what my grandparents were saying
Yeah.
before the ceremony or doing,
Yeah.
like, it's so cute.
It's the moments that don't make the cut of like the, you know, the overview recap or the wedding video.
I
It's
think
like
in a
all the
reel,
things.
like what do we fit? How many videos do we fit in a reel? Like a full day highlight
A lot.
reel?
Oh, yeah. In 90 seconds, what can you fit? It depends.
Like maybe 20, 30 videos.
It depends
if
on
you're
like how
pushing
long
it.
the frames are as well.
Yeah,
If you're
yeah,
doing
yeah.
like a 1 second frame, then there's 90 videos.
Exactly.
But like,
You're not
you're not
fitting
going to
in
go
a-
like bang, 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 bang,
Yeah.
bang. Like that's too much for
You
my
take
brain.
about 600 over sometimes 1,000, like so many videos for
Yeah.
a full day. And this was something random someone told me to do right before the wedding, because I had family. It was during COVID. We could have a dance floor. It was at Sunnybrook. It was beautiful,
Oh my
but
gosh.
we
I couldn't
couldn't
have
have.
dance well. That sucks.
No, we did in
Oh,
the
you
end.
did?
Yeah, it was
Okay.
literally like it was changed the weekend before.
Wow.
But we still couldn't have all our guests from Sydney, and we couldn't have some people
Mm.
from Melbourne, like some of my bridesmaids. So the only piece of phone content we got for the whole day was a live stream of our whole ceremony to all of Facebook.
Wow.
Yeah, all of
That's so
Facebook. It was
cute.
cute. Like everyone watched the whole thing, but yeah,
Oh, that's lovely.
yeah. But I wish we had more.
Yeah, true. But yeah, it is hard. And I would say if weddings are running late as well,
Mm-hmm.
should be prepared. Yeah. I mean, yeah, weddings will run late. You have to tell your couples that as well, because they're all living in fairyland, where weddings are running on time.
Yeah, like professionals are running it, or if you have professional people running it should run well, but it will still run behind.
Things you can't control, traffic, family members, makeup artists, hairdressers taking longer, you know,
Yeah.
these things that you maybe don't account for, that will push your timeline back. And therefore, when your creator or your photographer or whoever, the creator being you, you've got a time of finishing at 9 p.m. You might finish at 9:30, you might finish at 10 p.m. But you have to tell your couple before that if I go over time, whatever your standards are, like it's fine. If you don't want to charge them extra, that's your prerogative.
Yeah.
I say like if it goes 15 to 20 minutes over, that's fine.
Yeah.
It is what it is. But and I'll pay
hours.
the creator for that. But if it goes half an hour plus, like, you know, 30 to 60 minutes, maybe more, give them the option of staying up until, you know, whatever time it is, and then I will send the invoice in, you know, the next day.
Yeah, and give them that warning. Like, give them
a decent warning. Yeah,
half an
time.
hour warning.
Yeah. Like, hey, I'm finishing. Like, the girls always like, oh my gosh, the first dance is meant to be at 8:30, but it's like getting towards 8:30 now. And doesn't
Imagine
look
if you
like
just
it's
pick up
anywhere.
your bags and you're like, all right, I'm out. See ya. First dance. Fuck yeah.
Bye.
Bye. That should never
Can you
happen.
imagine?
Don't ever
No,
do that
no.
to someone.
Yeah, but it's like first dance is scheduled for 8:30.
Yeah.
They're running behind. You know they're running behind because you're part of the secret insider group of the wedding. So you know exactly when things are running late and when they're not. So tell the bride, hey, look, I'm meant to be leaving at 9. It's approaching 8:30. You haven't really done your first dance yet. What do you want me to do? And they might tell you, oh yeah, we're doing it now. All right, cool. That's the last thing I need to get. Whatever it is on your timeline. But if it's like, you know, really late
Like
or
sparkle
someone's
exit.
gone, and also speeches. People go rogue. I've had a father of the bride do a 15-minute speech once, and I've
fun.
heard some people do up to 30 minutes.
Yeah, if you're recording the speech, get a tripod. That was a mistake I did.
You were holding the phone.
for the whole time. Oh, don't do that. My biceps were good the next day. They were pretty.
I would not. I could never, like, do it. Oh, man. Yeah, you need a tripod. Yeah, you just have to make sure. And then, this is something that I'm still learning, make sure that they pay the difference before you send the content. Because once you send the content is your collateral. It's your bargaining chip. So if they don't pay to, and I was chatting with the Sydney creator about this the other day when we met at a wedding. She got flown to Adelaide. So lovely. And she said, yeah, like you basically have to hold the content ransom until you get paid for however much longer you need to be paid for. I'm still waiting on one particular bride from a couple of weeks ago who hasn't paid her 30 minutes or 45 minutes overtime yet for the creator. So I've paid the creator. She still hasn't paid for it. And that's my mistake. She'll probably never pay for it.
But things you learn. At least it wasn't a whole booking, but still, it's annoying.
No. We always take 50% on
Yeah.
booking for deposit to secure the date. So no one has secured their date until they pay the 50%. And then the rest is due the week before the wedding. If they don't pay it, we don't come.
Yeah, we ain't coming.
We ain't coming. I'm keeping the fucking deposit. So that hasn't happened before.
No,
so
it's never happened.
I wouldn't want that to happen.
Touch wood,
But
it never happens. Please don't do that to us.
Yeah. Look, I think that's plenty to
Yeah.
go off of for now, in terms of our L's into lessons and our big fat fails.
There'll be so many more lessons.
There's plenty more. Those are kind of the ones that stick out, I
out.
think, really a lot. But
Yeah.
there's definitely more that will be coming up.
Yeah.
And I've got still a lot from Europe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh,
we could
like
talk. We could just do
running.
a whole episode on
Oh
Europe.
my
To be
God.
honest, with
I
you.
just have visions of myself running through streets in Kos, Greece, between the bride, because bride and groom pair was
Oh, down
separate,
the
and I
road.
didn't have my car, so like I can't drive anyway. Not that you would drive; it wasn't very far, but you got to think about these
Driving
things.
in Greece.
And I planned it, thank God, because I was the photographer and I had a content creator, but it was like just a sweaty mess,
Sweat.
like running between houses, up and down these cobble streets, and they had the band walking them back to the hotel. It was so beautiful. The content's amazing, but
Yeah, get some good sneakers.
timeline, yeah, and
Timeline.
sneakers, yeah. Don't wear heels. I wore heels at
No,
the...
don't. Yeah, I mean, I actually wore these shoes, these
They look
sandals
comfy.
for.
We should do a fit check episode.
Well, I was going to wear my sneakers. I took sneakers with me to Europe, but I wore these sandals pretty much the whole time because it was just so fucking hot. And they have been wilted down to the soles of nothing, like at the bottom of them. I need to get some new ones.
Yeah.
Well, these are just spend less.
Yes. But
So,
no,
yeah, I have gotten my money's worth out of these, let me tell you.
Yeah.
They were $50, I think, not even, maybe 40.
These
And I've worn
are
them so many times. But yeah, New Balance is also
very good.
good.
Sketches were a win for a while. Not
Yeah,
very
they
not
look
a fan.
good, yeah.
They don't have the look.
It's giving
though.
boomer. It's giving my mum. No. She loves the sketches.
Sorry if you wear Skechers.
Sorry.
Lexi's mean. No, we love Lexi.
I'm a little
She
bit
tells
mean,
it how
yeah.
it is.
I'm not mean.
Should've
I'm
Honest.
salty, savage.
Salty,
Like,
savage.
a little bit.
Sugar and spice.
You're all too nice.
Sugar and spice. You're too nice.
Yeah, you're
I'll
too
be
nice.
the sugar. You can
Yeah.
be the spice.
All right, that's a wrap on episode 2.
Oh my God.
Beauty.
We're flying.
Killing it.
I'm so excited.
Thank you for listening. We will be back with some more fun.
It's like
yeah,
if
if
you've
you've got
got
questions,
questions,
send them through to our
Behind the pod.
Instagram page, which is behindthecontent.pod.
Yeah.
Give us a follow, review
Yeah,
us
review.
on
Yeah.
Spotify and Apple Podcasts, wherever you listen to your podcasts, YouTube, leave us a comment.
Press the
all
follow.
all the cool shit. We love you.
We love you so much.
Thank you for listening.
We're so grateful that you're here.
Our one fan.
One fan. I
yeah.
want to know how many
No,
people
2 fans.
actually
It'll be our mums.
Thanks, Mum. Thanks for being here.
Yeah.
I know before I said husbands putting up with business owners, but also mums putting up with business
Yeah,
owners.
just
Daughters.
everyone.
Everyone.
Amazing. We love you. We'll see you on the next episode.
Bye.
Bye.